Wow.
All right. We are back with Wrestlemania 17.
The CB birthday special.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
So-
obviously the peak of the Attitude Era, possibly the
Peak and downturn, whatever you want to call it.
the greatest show they ever had during the Attitude Era. And wow,
It's a Hall of Fame show.
Hall of Fame show, and you'll understand why when we
Top
get
5
match to match. You'll
WrestleMania,
understand.
hands down top 5 WrestleMania, if not the best.
So, first things first, we open it up with Grandmaster Sex A and Steve Blackman versus X Factor.
Rest in peace.
It's
Rest
weird,
in peace, Grandmaster Sex A.
and it's weird that it's a handicap it's a handicap match for some reason.
Well, no, it's not a handicap match.
It's
Albert was on the outside. He just kept getting involved.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But
Yeah,
anyways,
you're on the outside, but
X
as
Factor
usual.
I
won.
thought you knew this.
I gave it a 5 out of 10. I mean, it was kind of funny to see Steve Blackman dancing and then X-Pac putting on Grandmaster Sex A's glasses. But other than that, nothing else was memorable.
Pre-show.
I need my pen again.
No.
I gotta mark stuff down here. I won't click it. I promise.
You're going
All
to click it right now.
Just a little bit. The match only went 4 minutes.
Something like that, yeah.
I was still there was a couple pops, so I was like, okay, this just proves this goes to show how great this card was. I mean, even this match had a few pops because everyone just wanted to see some kick-ass shit. We had a little bit of a super kick party. I forget who got the win and how, but X Factor does win. Yeah, I'll give it a 5. And Hall of Fame mention number 1 is X-Pac.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be doing that throughout the show, aren't you?
Yeah.
Then we have the Intercontinental Championship match, Chris Jericho versus William Regal.
Actually, not only Hall of Fame mention number 1, multi-time Hall of Famer X-Pac.
That's true. Before we go to the Intercontinental title match, 2 more Hall of Famers, Paul Heyman eventually, and JR, so that's 3. Sorry, I feel pretty strong about this. It's pretty fun for me. So
then we got William Regal and Chris Jericho. I wrote that first off, there was a lot of aerial offense in this match by Jericho.
I want to jump on what he just said. Not to mention, you said Paul Heyman and JR. Holy shit.
woo!
I couldn't ask for a better commentary team for the main event.
Yeah, I got my 2 favorite lines by them the whole night that I can remember. So,
But a lot of aerial offense by Jericho. Regal, first off, can get a lot of heat, which was nice to see. He's already did a nice exploder suplex in this match.
It was not an explosive suplex. It was a released German that went all the way over.
Well, whatever. Regal took off the turnbuckle cover and actually used it, which was nice. There was the reverse lion salt. There was the missile drop kick. There's the underhook suplex off the top to Jericho. The walls of Jericho at one point in time got reversed into the Regal stretch. Jericho was chopping the fuck out of Regal because his chest was all red.
You could also, on his Hall of Fame counter, definitely 2 people that could. Jericho definitely is if he gets there.
And then, of course, Jericho at the end hits the lion salt, and he was selling a shoulder injury, and Jericho wins, beating Regal in the first match.
Yep.
You got any other notes on that one, Albert?
yeah, the early the Jericho was just getting the typical babyface start to the match. He overshot a crossbody over the top rope. I thought he was going to miss.
I thought he was going to die because if he misses, doesn't make any contact, he goes completely over and into the barricade.
The story with the shoulder it got started with Regal throwing Jericho through the turnbuckles into the post twice. Regal with the heat. Yeah, I wrote that down too. I forget what was the code. We said Cody pulled a Regal. What was that again?
When he removes that turnbuckle
he
covering and actually used it by slamming Jericho's arm into it.
Oh, the turnbuckle. Okay. The Jericho missile dropkick was great. Regal did a really nice underhook. It was a cool 2 count. Jericho selling the shoulder like a boss. The Regal stretch on the hurt shoulder, just not random shoulders. I mean,
that's just a really cool, innovative looking submission.
Yeah, and then Jericho wins with a lion salt.
Yeah, the Regal
solid. This match gets a 7.
I gave it a 7.5.
I'll agree with the 7.5, but it's something I thought about when you brought up how the match ended. We get to see some finishes to these matches that we don't really get to see very often anymore, like the lion salt winning a match, and later on there's a couple other ones that finish in
That's
ways
true.
Yeah, because going forward, Jericho would adopt the Codebreaker.
Codebreaker was when he came back for his 2007-2008 run.
And by the way, with Albert's Hall of Fame counter, Jericho should be in one day, and William Regal.
Well, he definitely will be if they make up William Regal. Yeah, with some of the people they put in there, I could see that.
And just to clarify for everybody listening, this is actual Hall of Fame and then potential because you know these guys are first
people
ballot
you
Hall of
pretty
Famers.
much know. Well, I wouldn't say William Regal's a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he's a Hall
Just
of
like
Famer.
Limp Bizkit should be in the Hall of Fame too. They've been all over. They're all over this show.
Yeah, they've already had one segment at the beginning.
Best segment right before the main event. We'll get there.
Then you had a segment right before the next match where APA are backstage.
Just Mania hype, that's it.
Hyping up Texas, which is fine. Then the Right to Censor came out and went against Taz in the APA.
I was say it's nice to see JBL as his old JBL.
Yeah, he was cut. Good lord.
Which,
so young too.
at the beginning,
Bradshaw.
Bull Buchanan does a really nice jump off the top rope. I never saw big dudes doing that type of stuff back then. Taz hit the ropes in a rather weird way.
Yeah, I think he fell.
Yeah.
Actually, going back to the Jericho match because you brought up the aerial offense, I forgot how acrobatic Jericho could be because I'm so used to his like late 40s AEW and New Japan and late WWE stuff that I forgot that he used to fly around like that.
Yep. Godfather missed a Vader bomb. There was the hot tag to
Hater bomb.
Bradshaw. Then they had the double choke slam by the APA to Venus.
Oof.
Then the Bull and Godfather did a double team power bomb to JBL / Bradshaw.
We'll call him the Godfather while they're right to censor.
Good Father, whatever the hell you want to call him. Then there was the clothesline from hell to the Good Father. 1, 2, 3, Taz and the APA win. I gave it a 6.5.
Yeah, first thing I think about when I hear about the RTC is their theme music. It's fucking great heel heat. Loved it.
Until you hear it the second time later at night. It's just fucking annoying.
It doesn't matter because like it still makes me want to vomit. That's the whole point. Fight right off the bat. You know, I love that kind of shit when it's like a grudge kind of a deal. Yeah, the Taz thing was weird. I'm not sure what he was trying to do, but he still sold something, I think, when he came off the ropes, or I don't know what it was.
Well, it almost like he stumbled, almost fell through the middle rope, bounced back, and the two guys didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like weird makeshift clothesline.
Yeah, so he popped to the air, apparently.
Yep.
I was noticing how, like, as this is what the third match total, like, these guys are so young, and JBL was not chubby like he was when he was, or Bradshaw was not chubby like he was when he was playing JBL.
I referenced that Taz almost looks pretty close now, except for some gray hair and a little bit bigger on the lower body. But
and then you got
face-wise, looks exactly.
You got
the
your
same.
Hall of Famer count in here too.
Yeah, I'll get that in a second. The hot tag was really cool. There was a pop there. They started to do some ROH rules. You know the rules. You know the rules. You know
What rules?
Yeah, the double chokeslam on Venus was pretty cool, and then the clothesline from Hell got a freaking sick pop. Everyone knew it was coming. That's one of the great things about finishers back in. I don't know if it happens so much these days or not. Some guys have those finishers where the crowd can see it coming a mile away.
Buckshot.
Yeah, that's a good one. But the clothesline from Hell, that always got a pop out of a crowd.
It's like you talk about, like, you can see it coming. Like, well, now it's all about the out of nowhere, the RKO, out of nowhere, the Claymore, out of nowhere.
Yeah, this arguably may be the one of the quote unquote worst matches, but it's still pretty good. I'm giving it a 6, and the Hall of Fame count is up to 9.
Because you have JBL in there.
Yep.
Ron Simmons. You could have an argument for Taz if you're just talking ECW career.
I don't think they would though.
And then you got,
especially with the way he talked. Like, he's always been very vocal, even out of the company, in the company. He's very vocal, and right now he's very vocal about the sloppy shop and all that.
Then you got the Good Father. He's already in there.
Yeah. And Jacqueline.
Jacqueline too. Yep. She's the manager.
So far, 3 matches.
And they're all undercard.
And they're all undercard, and all these motherfuckers are in the Hall of Fame.
Or at least should be.
Then we have a triple threat match for the hardcore title. Actually, Legend, what'd you rate that match?
I'd probably go about 6. Like, it wasn't like
Right.
I just really didn't like Right to Censor. And they took all these characters like Stevie Richards and all that. Like,
Val Venus.
Like all of these people that were so like the opposite of Right to Censor.
Well, that was kind of the point of RTC.
But just like,
But I get that.
Val Venus not making his penis and hello ladies and towel jokes.
Yeah.
And no Godfather hose.
There's the home train.
Limp Bizkit with a second segment.
Limp Bizkit rocking the set.
Yep.
Can we talk about how young all the interviewers are?
Oh yeah, well,
I think one of those interviews. Should
I
be
think we
around
saw
here.
Coach so far, but we haven't seen Michael Cole yet or Kevin
Coach
Kelly.
Michael Cole, Kevin Kelly.
Then we got the triple threat match for the hardcore title: Raven versus Big Show versus Kane.
There's at least two. You circled Raven. I don't know, but the other two.
Raven, you can have an argument with if you're talking just his ECW career and
even WCW.
Even WCW, but Big Show and Kane will be there.
There's no way in hell they're not.
But Raven and Kane start brawling before Big Show even gets to come out to the ring. Then,
and while they're brawling, here comes the Big Show.
Then Big Show does come out, and Kane has Raven right in his arms right above his head. Then he throws Raven into Big Show.
I'm gonna state before we go any farther, and I think you brought it up during the show, but I was gonna agree with it. This is like the pinnacle of what the hardcore title was.
Oh yeah, I loved it.
It wasn't like a 25-person free-for-all. It was three guys.
Three guys, but doing the hardcore shit.
Exactly. So Kane throws Raven into Big Show, and he's got him in like essentially like a hog lock / backwards DDT position. But then Kane does his flying clothesline from the top rope to Big Show, which that was kind of cool. Then you had the crowd brawling part, and that's fine. Then Raven grabs a sign that he had and whacks Kane right in the head with it, and he just keeps whacking him. And because Kane has that face mask, he doesn't have to throw up a hand or nothing to block it.
Yeah, you probably should, though, because I'm pretty sure that mask cannot be soft. It's gotta hurt if you're actually punching it.
But it's obviously not sign on skin, let's put it that way.
I think anybody who wears a mask is kind of like, I wouldn't
Then
want to
here's
punch
the first part. Raven, the first time Raven gets thrown into a wall, where it just dents it doesn't break it. Then Kane gets slammed onto a pallet.
There's so much stuff that could have went wrong in this match.
Then Kane has a hose around his neck, because Raven throws a hose around his neck, and then Kane starts carrying him by the frickin' hose, and he leads Raven into a fence kind of deal, and breaks through that, of course. Then, one of the best parts, Raven gets slammed through the fucking window.
Yeah, it sounded great.
It's just chucked. I feel like the spot that happened, that was awesome. I think the spot that happened after this didn't work the way they wanted it to.
No, where Kane gets slammed through the door by Big Show.
Big Show's like, oh shit.
I thought
because the door's like half broken at that point, so Big Show has to like run into him and knock it down.
Well, that works too, but like I think the original part was to be thrown through the door.
Then let's see, Raven at that point gets thrown into the wall and breaks through the wall this time. Then Raven almost kills the show by getting on a golf cart where he's got Big Show on the back of it.
I know what that is.
And he runs into this one spot where there's this cord where the story is the cord was the main power source. So if that cord would have got pulled, the show would have been dead.
It's amazing.
And he fucking somehow lands in like a little groove in the concrete.
Yeah, they had the little gate up so he couldn't fall.
And Kane and the referee at this point in time get on another golf cart, and they're driving, and they don't know this has happened yet, so they're like going for it. And then next thing you know, Raven gets hit by the golf cart.
At least he hit the brakes, because like
True.
I think they expected them to be farther up.
Oh, they did, because they didn't expect Raven to fall through that little hole.
I don't think Raven was supposed to crash the golf cart.
That's true. Then Raven got thrown into a beverage table by Big Show.
That was their catering.
Yep.
Yeah, that catering's not on point. It's on point nowadays, apparently, but it wasn't on point back at WrestleMania 17 for some reason.
They ended up
height of the Attitude Era.
Spared no expense.
They ended up fighting on the stage at this point in time, and Big Show has
All
Raven
the
over
expense.
his head, and Kane big boots Big Show. So Big Show and Raven fall into this like random little structure that's on the stage.
It's a better structure than some of the structures we've seen in similar spots.
Oh no, most definitely. And then out of nowhere, Kane looks. And then Kane just does a leg drop to Big Show and pins him 1, 2, 3.
I want to express that even if somebody kicked out, there's no way in hell the referee was going to see it.
Because there was like powder or whatever the hell.
He was outside the glass and you really couldn't see in. He's like, somebody's covering somebody. 1, 2,
Yep.
3.
He counts on the side of the door or the window thing, which that was kind of interesting. You got any other notes on that, Albert?
Yeah. It was nice to see Kane's pyro. Big Show with hair. This is little things that I just haven't seen in years, right?
Well,
Like, we haven't gone like
this was badass attire Kane too. This wasn't like Kane and like his half
See-through
mask deal
yeah.
or anything. This is
the
like
half
his
mask was good.
This is his full mask, full gear thing.
We pretty much got the same notes I got. Obviously the Raven through the window, Kane through the door, Kane and Show through the wall was the worst of those 3 bumps.
That's right, because they had the double choke bit where they look like they're gonna give each other choke slams and they just fall through the fucking wall.
Pretty much the Kane spot. Well, I was most surprised by that when he came off the top rope, but I'm more surprised about it because you just never see Kane do that. But he does do that, and I don't know why it surprised me.
He used to do that all the time.
Yeah. He just never stands up when he does stuff because there's no way he's 6'10". There's no way he can keep his balance.
No.
And then of course, who needs a ring? And then we have all the shenanigans in the back. The golf cart, vehicular manslaughter with a golf cart. Heyman with a great line when they're working their way back to the stages. To go in with the Raven is letting him fight. That was a great idea.
Yeah.
Heyman says he's being abusive but elusive. I love that line. And then the finish. Referee counts out the Big Show. For a hardcore match, I'll give it a fucking 7.5.
I gave it an 8. Entertainment value straight up.
As a strictly rating on a hardcore match, it's an 8. I go with that.
But then the next thing we got is this a McMahon interview at this point?
No, not yet. This is Team Eck.
Oh, okay. This
Edge
is
and Christian and Kurt Angle.
So this is Edge, Christian, and Kurt Angle, where Kurt Angle's watching the screen backstage, watching himself tap out to Chris Benoit's crossface.
I didn't tap.
But there was no ref.
There's no bell.
No bell.
It's like, what did you say? What was your metaphor?
So the tap didn't happen. It's like if a tree falls down and
if
there's no one there,
there's no one in the woods and the tree falls down, did anyone hear it fall?
I mean, you got Angle's 3 eyes, right? Well, that was intensity if I ever saw it. Let's put it that way. He was staring at that screen.
Then we had the European title match, Test versus Eddie Guerrero.
Rest in peace, Test.
Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, I gotta add.
I should have said rest in peace this time.
Do I have to add 3?
Eddie Guerrero.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Eddie Guerrero is in the Hall of Fame for sure.
If you want to count Raven.
Yeah. You can
add Eddie too, I guess.
You can argue Test.
Who's this?
I just circled the title belt.
Okay.
You can argue Test,
that
but
is not the Hall of Fame.
He will not be.
He won't be, but I mean, he was a WWE made guy.
Come on, man.
People with lower credentials are in there.
I mean, come on, man.
Like Coco.
The best person in this match that's not in the Hall of Fame is Perry Saturn.
Oh my God.
Moppy?
Yeah, Moppy. You gotta put Moppy in the Hall of Fame.
Just for putting up with it.
I mean, you gotta put Perry Saturn in the Hall of Fame just for that ridiculous hat he wore to the ring.
Yeah, he wore a big fuzzy hat, which looked really stupid.
Big fuzzy white hat.
But hey, this match was a good big man versus little man match. Right at the beginning, Test hit a very nice powerbomb on Eddie.
There's one spot, I think you might have wrote it down, but
there was the power slam into the snake eyes.
No, yes. I'm gonna go with the 2 big boots, the one where he completely missed, but spun around and then immediately decked Eddie with a perfect one. Like he kicked somebody. I think he tried to kick Perry Saturn, and you're like, oh, he completely missed, and he spun around and just leveled Eddie Guerrero, and you're like, oh shit.
I don't know. I'll find out when it's my turn.
So then Test ended up reversing a Hurricane Rana from the top rope
by holding on to the top.
Yep. So then after that, Test ended up actually going to the top and hitting an elbow, which you never saw that out of Test, so that was kind of weird.
Test.
Then Test got his foot stuck in the rope attempting a big boot.
That's one of the few times I watched somebody get stuck in the ropes and like everyone's like, oh shit, they helped him get out.
So then at that point in time, Perry Saturn took advantage by, just punching him a couple times, whatever. That was the first time Perry got involved. Then, of course, Eddie just keeps working on the legs, which is good. There was a nice low blow to Test by Eddie. Then Perry Saturn hit the credenza on Test. And then Eddie hit the brainbuster on Test, which, holy shit, hitting it on that big of a guy. All right. I give a lot of credit to Eddie there. There's the frog splash that Eddie attempted that was reversed. Then there was the big boot that was reversed. Then there was the pump handle slam that hit right after that.
Yep.
Then there was the big boot to Perry Saturn.
Which is one that he missed, and he spun around and just leveled
And then he
Eddie
just fucking leveled Eddie with
like
one.
You hurt. I think I remember exactly what you said is you don't even need the leg slap for that one. No. You fucking decked him right on the chin.
Then you have Dean Malenko distracting the ref, which causes Eddie Guerrero to hit Test with the belt. Eddie Guerrero wins. What notes do you got, Albert, that I didn't hit on that one?
Yeah, the fight right off the bat, that's always a plus for me. The press slam into Snake Eyes from Test, I loved it.
That was great.
The Hurricane reversal. This is Eddie pre-lie, cheating, and steal, which was his best run.
You got to add Dean Malenko to the Hall of Fame.
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
No, not yet.
But he should be.
He should be.
And if we're counting people that should be, then
Are we going to count that one? Consensus?
I would.
Okay.
I would.
That's 14 so far, by the way. Okay. Yeah, the crowd is way into more into Eddie being a heel than Test as a face. Eddie sucks chance. I mean, but like Eddie made Test look fucking fantastic in this match.
They both look great.
No harm to Test here. I'm just saying Eddie's just that good.
No harm to Test at all because Test looked amazing too.
The
One
tilt
of the
the
better
world,
matches for Test for me.
the tilt the world slam by Test, and then the other one into a power bomb was really cool.
He hit some good power bombs in this.
Yeah, it was. I mean, but Eddie just took him all flat back. He didn't give a shit. This is WrestleMania. Let's see. The spot where Test was stuck on the ropes and Eddie was choking him out for the 4 count, and I thought that was a cool spot. Saturn interfered the first time. This is where the dumb faces annoys me, because like, why do you even bother with the guy on the apron? He doesn't care. Because I honestly, let him interfere. You're the champ.
You're gonna win. Keep your title.
Right. I'm not saying it's because he's a face. He shouldn't. But don't go over there. Who cares? That was part one. After all the moves you mentioned before, Malenko came down again. You had him. You had him down for the count, and you let Malenko distract you.
Yep. Then you got distracted by Dean.
And then the title belt to the face, and then
it was actually to the back.
Or to the back or
the
whatever.
back.
You couldn't really see it because the camera view was
Yeah, he hit him
through
in the
Malenko.
back, and then Eddie rolled him up.
Yeah. So the most devastating maneuver in all of wrestling is the surprise roll. That was the only part about it I didn't care much for, but it's whatever. Dumb face is a dumb face, right? But either way, this match is getting a 7 for me.
I gave it a 7.5.
And mostly because of Eddie, and I love Eddie Guerrero. He just makes every match just fantastic.
What you thinking?
Yeah, 7 works. Like, I was never a big Test fan, so it works for me.
I mean, this is one of Test's best matches. I'll say that.
Except for my favorite Test thing is the testicles.
Oh yeah, when he was with Stacy, they called his fans the testicles.
She just comes out. I was like, get out of here.
Then Albert, was there an interview after this match?
Yeah, Foley interviewed by Michael Cole. I'm not going to include Foley with Hall of Fame, but Michael Cole's going in at some point.
You can include Mike Foley because he is a Hall of Famer.
Well, I will later, but in the matches,
gotcha.
We're just going on Michael Cole.
The Foley cheap pop. That's pretty much what it was.
I feel like we kind of have to count Coates too, because he's been around long enough to be considered a potential Hall of Famer too.
Yeah. I think we had a coach. So we missed him.
You just yeah.
He was all he did was interview fans.
Yeah, he interviewed some.
But he's in the show later too. So.
Yeah,
interviewing more fans.
So Foley said he's going to call the match straight down the middle, and then right here in Houston, Texas.
Yep.
So the cheap pop works.
Yeah.
Then we got Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit.
Who?
Huh?
Yeah, exactly. We got a dude who should be in the Hall of Fame if you look at just his wrestling acumen.
Count
mind
both.
you.
I don't care. We're not having this argument. Chris Benoit is a Hall of Famer based off of his technique,
exactly,
and his matches, and his credit to the business, not anything that happened.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, after the fact.
Exactly. And Kurt Angle is already in the Hall of Fame.
Like, we know it's not going to happen. Like, Owen Hart's not going to be in the Hall of Fame either, but he should be.
But Kurt Angle came out first, cutting just a heel promo on the fans, talking about how they look like little 7-year-olds wearing a cowboy hat. Mind you, later on in the year, you are wearing a tiny cowboy hat, singing the Stone Cold.
Jimmy crack corn and I don't care.
Kurt!
He's gone!
Just so you're aware, Kurt, that's what you ended up doing later on in the year, so you're making fun of them when you do it yourself.
Hypocrite.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, that's wrestling.
Love you.
I'm pretty sure everybody at time with their face and heel turns all the time has been a hypocrite.
Yeah.
But hey, at the beginning there was some great chain wrestling to start. Holy shit. Then they kept doing what looked like it was a potential they were trying to do pins or submissions, but they kept reversing.
This is hands up starter right now. This is the most technical
match of the card.
Actual wrestling match on this card. Everything else is contrived, fun, crazy bullshit. It's awesome.
Then there was the crossface attempt by Benoit. Then Benoit gets slammed into the stairs. Holy shit.
Oh, he took a real good...
Fuck.
Yeah, he turned his back perfectly to hit that. It's a little painful, but not really be that painful.
There were some belly-to-bellies to Angle. There was a nice snap suplex to Angle.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about your 15 German suplex prediction.
Yeah, nope, that didn't happen.
2, okay?
There was the superplex to
I had to bring it
Angle.
up. What was superplex? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Yeah.
There was the 2 Germans to Angle. which there was the only Germans in the match, by
Angle
Benoit.
doesn't do any Germans.
Yeah, so it's every suplex but a German.
Then, of course, Benoit attempted an ankle lock.
Angle doesn't
Then-
crossface.
Of course, Benoit ends up getting one. Then eventually, like you said, Angle ends up getting a crossface in. And of course, they're not going to tap out. Then the ref gets knocked out.
Ref bumps.
Ref bump, yep.
One of many.
Should not
Then
account for that.
Benoit puts the crossface on again, and Angle taps, and there's no ref.
Tap,
So-
tap. I never tapped out. It wasn't official.
Exactly. Then he attempts the moonsault, but it's blocked.
Ben
Broke
just
his
betrayed him.
That's great.
It still works.
Then there's the diving headbutt
No clicky
by
for you.
Benoit. Angle hits Benoit with a low blow
I want to talk about that diving
and rolls
headbutt.
him up.
I want to talk about that diving headbutt because every time we've seen Benoit, like every other time I can say I've seen Benoit do the diving headbutt, the opponent's flat on their
Yep.
back. You can see him coming. Angle was like on his shoulders.
Yep.
It was
I
weird.
didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it was one of the few things I noticed when he jumped.
But anyways, Angle wins this match with the low blow and the roll up.
Kind of out of nowhere, I was surprised.
Any
Most
extra notes, Albert?
dangerous move in wrestling.
Right off the bat, Angle has so much heat for a guy who's only been wrestling for a year and a half. Great, the promo was fucking fantastic. I miss Benoit's music. I think the song was called Whatever,
Yep.
and when it down the line, they actually have lyrics to it. It's really cool.
I forgot who was saying the song.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but the band retired the song afterwards.
The story's good about the tapping out and everything, and you mentioned all the cross faces by Angle, and Benoit would do the ankle lock, and Benoit with steps. There's a spot like after Benoit took the bump to the steps, and he got worked over by Angle. Angle gets in the ring and does his little spin-a-rooney, like his arms outstretched, and crowd just boo. It's freaking great.
Dude, when
Crowd's
did
hot
Angle-
this whole show.
Yeah.
When did Angle start doing the strap bit?
Right.
think-
He was doing it at this point in time, but he must not have got pissed.
Because
Yeah.
I just noticed that he didn't come up in this match.
He didn't get pissed.
The intensity didn't get there. He won without it.
Ref bump. You did talk about the cross faces and all that stuff, and it was a cool angle slam, nice 2 count. I thought like, okay, that could be it, but it's not.
True.
The moonsault. I knew that was going to be a miss. So because
I swear
he was too close to the ropes. There's no way he's hitting the moonsault.
He only hits that thing like.
Well, I liked how he hit or how he attempted the moonsault, and then right after that, pretty much Benoit goes, "Okay, fuck it, diving headbutt time."
He only
Yeah.
hits the moonsault like every 1 out of 4 times.
Something like that.
Yeah. So but you knew this one was going to be a miss. Maybe after this match, he was like, okay, well, I got to set him up further from the rope so it looks more believable. These 2 guys look so. All these guys are effing young.
What'd you rate it?
I said 9 out of 10.
I rated it an 8.5, just because of the low blow roll up part. If it would have been
I'm not
clean,
gonna-
I get why they did that.
I
I'm not
get why
gonna-
they did it too. But if they would have been like a clean win, like, you know, even if it would have been like, let's say something where Angle hits Benoit with like even like some sort of weapon, that would be a little bit better than the low blow roll up combo.
Yeah, but the thing is though is that it's Angle being a heel, and not to mention he's about to get his comeuppance, down the line. And not actually like in a few minutes during the interview here. So,
But I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Not for the same reason, not for the reasons you did, and not for the reasons you did, because I know what a 10 out of 10 match out of Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit looks like.
yeah, we
That
know.
too.
So that's very true.
Like, since I know what a 10 out of 10 match is, that's why I downgraded it a little bit, but it's still a fantastic match.
True. Then Albert, what segment is next? So I remember.
Kamala on Regal's desk.
By the way, that's the Royal Rumble 2003, if you guys didn't know.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's
I know you knew.
So Regal. I forget who he's talking to. I want to say it's Kevin Kelly, but
Well, he's talking to his handler Kim Chi too.
no.
He's talking about who was talking to him. When he walked
No, I'm
in
sorry.
the
I don't know
office.
who Regal was talking to. It could be Cole or somebody.
Probably cool.
I think it was Cole.
And he comes in and says, "Get off my desk, you heathen!" Kamala's just doing his little dance on
Rubbing
whatever
his
that
fat
shit is.
belly or whatever the fuck. Yeah.
And,
We're counting all the Hall of Famers in the gimmick match. There's gonna be so many fucking people.
It's actually not that many.
Then
There's not the
the
potential ones.
next segment is Angle's interview with Kevin Kelly, and Angle's like, "Of course I won the match. I'm great. Of course. Who cares how I won? I won. I don't care. I don't care about people's respect. I won, and then Benoit comes in and
puts him in the crossface and angles tapping
out.
That's a whole other thing. It's like this is one of those.
So the story continues. That's why I didn't mind the finish.
That's one of the few things where I was just
Makes
like,
sense.
usually you think WrestleMania, culmination, shit's gonna end, and then this is one of those ones that's like, nope, this is where they kind of picks up from here.
Yeah, and well, fine by me.
So then after that, we had the women's title match, Ivory versus China.
Can we call this a match?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, this is all that I wrote. I wrote,
Oh yeah.
Ivory hit her with the belt, a nice power bomb to Ivory, power slam to Ivory, and then the most nonchalant pin ever.
Well, because she
yeah, just count it.
She picked her up from the first pin that she had her beat on, and they said, "Oh, here's one more big ass fucking like drop from the sky."
Yeah, she gave her the power slam or whatever from up above her head, and then she fucking just essentially laid her shoulders on to her, and it was like, okay,
just count it. Write my check. I'm going home.
Yeah.
So China wins. Both of them are Hall of Famers, though.
She Brock Lesnar
Up
did.
Counts to 20 now.
There's the reference. She Brock Lesnar did. That's how that finish was.
And
That's not a bad reference at all.
Albert, you got any other notes?
China with the rocket launcher is always cool. Little pew 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 thing, whatever.
Other than that, nothing.
Actually, I got a little bit of things here. You could tell China was going over. She's all smiles because like she was definitely full of herself at this point.
Well,
she
was
wanted
the face, too.
She wanted to wrestle the guys, and she knew she was about to go squash Ivory like a bug. So, and Ivory was playing her heel character to a T, and I love that. I don't this one, arguably RTC is one of my favorite heel groups just because they were just what they were, pure heels, pure heat. Boo! We hate you. Shut off your music. Stop talking. But who cares? Because they're right. I mean, I'm sorry. They believe that they're right.
Yeah, it's funny
heels.
because the one thing I will say about Right to Censor and Ivory particularly, and it's in the video package, that's what I'm bringing up when she talks about it's degrading for like bra and panties matches and shit. Like, yeah, it was. And that's why nobody talks about them ever existing. And women's wrestling has always been women's wrestling. They don't talk about those swimsuit contests anymore.
Yeah.
No, they don't talk about any of that anymore.
They don't talk about any of the stuff they did that was like not wrestling related.
What would you rate it, Albert?
Oh, I got yeah, like and just to go back to what you said not much. You said yeah, because everything I'm about to say is like has nothing to do with the match itself.
Just nuts.
I think China looks great. I think she looks better when she's wearing the all black instead of that pinkish purplish bullshit she was wearing.
She actually tried to look like she was wearing wrestling attire.
Yeah, she wanted to. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she was forced to wear it. I said, you know what? I'm tired of the black stuff because that's what she wore back with DX. I don't know. China's neck didn't play a factor in this match at all, except for like maybe a spot at the beginning, and that was actually the best part of the match is when Ivory had her heat.
When she hit her with the belt.
Yeah, and China's lucky she's over because whatever.
She's horrible.
This match was for sure.
So I kind of felt bad for Ivory, but hey, look, she got on the card and she got her payday. And
yeah, you get the
she
paycheck.
She did her job, and I totally respect Ivory. She's been doing it all for years, and so she's great. China was what she was. I mean, she still got over, so much respect for that. But in the ring, I'm glad she didn't wrestle guys because there's no way I believe she hits a clothesline on anyone and take it seriously. So
Decimated, believe it.
Whatever. China wins.
What'd you give it?
Because Ivory's so good, I gave it a 6.
I gave it a 5 just because of Ivory's bumping.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, the crowd was up for it, so that made it to 6.
Well, the whole show, man.
Yeah, I know, but
there's not a match on this show where the fans are like, "Fuck you!"
But I guess I was thinking that because like I just know I was like, I don't know if I like this match, but the crowd got me pumped up about it.
What you think?
I'm with you.
With a
I
5?
think it's my least favorite match on the card. One, I never really liked China. I never understood the point.
Yeah. But next we go on to as I wrote 2 scores for this one, mind you. But it's the special ref street fight, Vince McMahon versus Shane McMahon, special ref Mick Foley.
Hey.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
First things first is I pretty much just wrote a lot of shit down. So Vince slapped Shane.
Yeah, hard.
Choked him out in the corner. Some sloppy ass punches.
If you thought Vince McMahon could throw a punch, no.
Shane did a nice clothesline and a
anyway.
spear to Vince. Then Stephanie had to come in and slap Shane.
Didn't have to, but she was on a slap fest in this match.
Then Shane got a sign and started hitting Vince with that and choked him with a wire outside.
He beat the shit out of him with that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and
He hit
then,
him like 6 or 7 times.
and then there was the clothesline from on top of the barricade. That was kind of cool to Vince. Shane got a kendo stick and started hitting Vince with that. Then Shane started doing his fucking stupid dancing punches.
Quite nice of those.
Then Shane grabbed the monitor and hit Vince with that. Then Shane attempted the elbow through the table, but Stephanie moved Vince out of the way.
Like everybody saw coming from a mile away, if you know how matches work.
Then Trish Stratus brings Linda McMahon out in a wheelchair. Then Trish and Stephanie have a little slap fest, which Trish's slaps look absolutely terrible. Stephanie's believable.
I don't know what it is about Stephanie McMahon, but pretty much every single time I've seen her from the mid 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, all the way up till now, she could smack the fuck out of somebody.
For real. Then they did a little cat fight segment where Stephanie and Trish are just like having a stupid slapping cat fight where Trish's slaps look terrible as fuck. Stephanie's look at least decent. Then Mick Foley gets a slap by Stephanie, and then Trish and Stephanie just leave.
Yep.
By running away, and Stephanie falls when she's running up the apron.
We're just gonna forget about you guys. You guys go off. We gotta pay off this feud here.
Then Vince gets up and looks at Linda and mouths, "You bitch." Then he attempts to hit Linda, but Mick Foley goes and protects her.
Good job, Foley.
Then Vince hits Foley with a chair a bunch of times.
Of course.
Puts Linda inside the ring, sits a chair down, and says, "Look at what I do to your son," and starts hitting Shane with the trash can.
Here's about the moment I want to bring up. Can we give an Oscar to Linda McMahon for this performance? Because Jesus Christ.
Linda, out of a comatose vegetable state, gets up,
for all of that.
kicks Vince in the balls.
Ball shot number 2.
Then Foley ends up beating up Vince a little bit.
That might be the biggest pop of the night.
Coast
if you really
to
think
coast.
about it.
Coast to coast from Shane to Vince. As a match, I gave it 6 out of 10. As a spectacle, 8.5.
Oh, it's a great spectacle, man. And the Linda thing, I swear to God, I think it's just because of how calm it was before she stood up. When she stood up, and then when she kicked him in the dick, both times,
The crowd
just
popped.
massive pop.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think Linda's ever gotten a pop like that in her life, and ever again.
All right, so before we get into the match, okay, so I'm add 2 more to the Hall of Fame with Foley and Trish. So the McMahons, am I going to add it to the list too?
Vince,
See,
Shane,
you can count Vince, Shane, and Stephanie.
Yeah.
You can't. Okay. I just find it funny they're going to duck themselves.
I mean, the dad's in there.
Who, Vince?
Vince Senior.
Yeah, Vince Senior's
Oh,
there.
true. Okay, never mind then. Okay, the Nitro buyout added a ton to this inadvertently.
The week before.
The week before.
Like, it was
It was-
perfect timing for that
Yeah.
sale to happen.
But the
it was-
WCW superstars in the stands meant nothing.
No, fuck them
well,
all.
because they were like all like the B team, you know.
The jobbers, except for like Lance Storm.
Yeah,
Even he only made it to like mid card.
yeah. I say the same thing about those punches. I was like, worst punches, but whatever. Laugh out loud. Stephanie, for some reason, I don't know why she gets in the ring here and slaps the taste out of Shane's mouth, but Shane's like no sells it and was like, all right.
Well,
And then Stephanie leaves. I don't know.
Stephanie leaves with Trish.
Yeah, the clothesline from Shane was really, really cool. I liked it. And this is when they're outside of the ring, and Vince is fucking getting his ass whipped. The elbow drop under the table was a cool spot. Here comes the ladies. Trish got a huge pop for slapping Vince. Fucking slapped his fucking head off.
She did get a huge pop for that, but not as huge as Linda.
Yeah, and then everything else she said. The asshole chant was really cool. The pop for Linda. The chair shots to the head from Vince to Foley was a little cringeworthy at this point.
Especially
Hey,
because Foley had taken so many fucking chair shots. in
My
his
whole
career.
point is, like, yeah, we know CTE, all that, but there's nothing like a good headshot chair shot.
Hey, it sounds great, and plus, not to mention, when people now take the chair shot, they actually bend over and it's like, yeah, just go ahead, I'm all right, bam, and like the shot to the head, it's more unexpected and like a real. This is a fight here.
I didn't expect the Cody Spears one.
No, well, that was an accident though, wasn't it?
Well, the headshot wasn't. The part where he got cut open was.
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to get caught on the back of the chair.
Coast to coast for 3. I noticed in this match that Mick Foley really was a camera hog. He tried to get his face during the coast to coast. Did you see him maneuver himself
Oh yeah, he walks
into
in
our
the
camera?
shot.
There was a spot where they're on the outside. He walked while the camera's into the ring. He walked right in the camera, and obviously he had to protect Linda. And then at the end, he's struggling to find a spot, but he has to get his face on the Hardy. No offense to Mick Foley, but he has to, get his shit in, quote unquote.
Yep.
It was a little hammy for me, but like whatever. It's still good fun.
Well, he was at the point where he wasn't doing all that much other than.
I didn't rate it as a match because it was just a fight.
There wasn't a match.
I'm getting an 8.75 because it's not better than Angle and Benoit, but 8.75.
Yeah,
Okay.
pure entertainment.
Because
best.
pure entertainment
And for you,
8.5.
so then we have the triple threat.
Oh
wait,
yeah,
wait,
we got
wait.
Limp Bizkit again.
We got the Hardys first with Kevin Kelly. They're signing autographs, and Jeff Hardy's like talking and just doing little flippy doos.
Yeah,
on the
I swear to
on the
God, he's
paper.
not writing his name on his
I didn't think
papers.
because I doubt people were bringing up stuff. I doubt they're legit fans. They're just doing it for the sake of the
like they set up a fake meet and greet.
Well, I mean, just when Kevin Kelly's talking to him. Limp Bizkit was segment number 3,
Yes.
and then we go.
Triple threat TLC match for the tag team
the
titles.
TLC match itself is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Dudley Boys
Yeah.
versus Edge and Christian versus the Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
You gonna add your Hall of Fame counter?
Well.
First things first is we have the poetry in motion to the Dudleys right at the beginning.
It's 30.
Edge and Christian go outside and knock everyone out with a ladder.
Wait, hold on. Where?
31.
Jeff is in the Tree of Woe, and Christian and Edge are both on the turnbuckle, foot in balls. And that's
Canada.
pretty much. Edge clotheslines Matt off of a ladder. Jeff jumps off of a chair to get Edge off of the ladder. There was the Hardy Boys leap of faith to Christian. The Dudleys did the was up to Edge.
Testify combo.
Devon get the table.
No.
Bubba powerbomb Jeff through Edge and a table. Bubba hits Matt with a ladder in the head.
Jeff kind of ducked in that scene because he nailed Matt.
Everyone gets on the ladders, so all 6 of them are fighting, and then they all fall down.
Christian died because
He went right over the fucking ropes.
Everybody else.
They probably planned it that way. Someone go to the floor. Someone go to the apron.
Well, everybody hit the freaking ropes.
Edge hit the rope.
Everybody hit the ropes, and then Christian just went, "See ya."
Yeah.
Then Spike Dudley comes out, and he Dudley dogs Edge off of a ladder.
Dudley dogs.
Then he does the Dudley dog to Christian
through a
table off of the turnbuckle on the outside. Then Rhino comes in, and he gores Bubba, gores Matt through a table. Lita comes out, Hurricane Rana to Rhino. Then she kills Spike
with the deepest
with a chair.
With the deepest thong in the history of wrestling. I forgot Lita was that person.
Well, she also fucking killed Spike with a chair shot.
Oh yeah.
Then she knocks Edge and the Dudleys off of a ladder. The Dudleys do a doomsday device to Rhino.
It's a Dudleyville device. They called it that.
Well, whatever. Jeff does the swanton to Rhino and Spike through a table on the outside of
That's
the
the
ring.
first time I heard "Holy shit."
Jeff tries to walk the ladders.
Shoulda.
And he falls.
It still
Hold on.
works.
He catches himself.
And we gotta say the next 3 words all together here. Right?
Oh.
Best spot ever.
Jeff is hanging from the tag titles. Edge goes and climbs up a huge ladder and gives him a spear.
Honestly, if anybody's watching this or listening to this, they know about this spot, and we don't even have to talk about it.
Right.
Like, if anybody
Yeah, but
knows
if,
anything,
but if someone was watching this and they knew about this spot and we didn't mention it, they'd be like, "You missed the best spot of the match."
it's the best spot of the night, almost
Pretty much. But
Best spot
holy
of-
shit.
ever.
Yeah. First holy shit of the night.
Then Rhino knocks Bubba and Matt off of a ladder through multiple tables that were set outside the ring.
Dead.
Edge holds Devon's legs while Rhino helps Christian up the ladder to grab the titles.
I didn't particularly like the way they ended it, but it works.
Edge and Christian won. Holy fuck.
Wow.
Is there anything else that you have to add for that one?
Not much, but this particular you caught all the spots that I got. I may have had a couple things here. The first original Spot Fest, we were talking about that beforehand.
The OG spot. I mean, they did this last year too, but
the
originators at the spot, like major spot.
the crowd were chanting "Get the tables" before they actually did it. I thought the crowd just loves this shit. I mean, they know it all. I'm surprised they're like they're not just sitting there like with some tryptophan high because they're eating all this stuff up.
I want to talk about that the distance on that the was up. He had to go like 3/4
Yes.
of the way across the ring.
But
I
they
don't
got
know
a
if
good camera
Yeah,
angle.
I don't know if he hit it or not, but they made it look like he did because they cut the camera behind.
Which that was
And-
good.
And I haven't seen the old Devon Spinner-Rooney right, left, right, or up, down, left, right
You better.
testify a bit. They got the tables. These 5 of these dudes, except for Edge, all were eventually TNA main eventers to some degree.
Just like all of them, aside from
All of them.
Christian.
To some degree, the one that was like,
Christian is the only one at the moment who is like, will we get in the Hall of Fame? 'Cause Hardy's will get there.
Yeah,
Dudley's are already there. Edge is already there. Lita's already there.
yeah.
Jeff will get there if he doesn't fuck up again. Because if he fucks up again, there's
Rhino, I don't know. That one, they really... if you go into big details, maybe. But
Spike. No,
Spike, if they would have did the Dudley Boys with Spike, then he would have gotten in, but they didn't.
The Dudley Boys did a 3D on Lita. Edge, there was a really cool spot with some chairs that Edge and Christian were the chair masters apparently, because Edge throws a chair to Bubba, who's holding it right in front of his face, and Christian smacks the chair
'cause that's
into
the whole-
Bubba's head.
That's the whole story about why it was a TLC match.
Yeah, because they all had their
Yeah.
gimmicks.
Jeff and Matt were the ladder guys,
Yep.
table guys, so they got concerto.
Jeff with the swanton on the Rhino, that was a cool spot, and then the best spot ever. And then the finish, and that was pretty much it. This match is a 10 out of fucking 10.
Oh yeah,
10 out of 10.
Yeah. No problem. Like I said, I didn't like the way it ended. Doesn't mean it's not a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I thought that wasn't too bad because, like, I mean, you got to think of cool ways to, like, I mean, this can't just like knock a guy off every time and like just and just pretend to like Rhino's right there. Here you go, buddy. I'm on your team and we're going over. So so why not?
Was there a segment after this?
No, but I'm not done yet. I have one more thing to say because you brought up Lita taking the 3D. I can't remember what she did as a move beforehand, but whatever it was made her say I'm hot. She took her top off. And
I think that was the Hurricane Rhino. Right?
That was the Hurricane
so
Rana.
she took her top off. I'm like, oh yeah. I remember
Speaking
when
of
they
a
did this
cheap
whole-
pop.
Yeah.
The next match was the they went right into Heenan and Mean Gene coming down.
Okay, so then it was the gimmick battle royal, which
Oh
had
yeah.
the gobbledygooker,
I love you.
Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. Last match had 5 Hall of Famers, so that's now 31 Hall of Famers or potential Hall of Famers, and we're only like we still got 3 matches left.
So almost everybody and all
So the
that.
battle royals got Sergeant Slaughter, Gobbledygooker, Duke the Dumpster Drozy, Nikolai Volkov, Iron Sheik, the Goon, Earthquake, One Man Gang, Kim Chi, Kamala, the Bushwhackers, Brother Love / Bruce Pritchard, Michael Hayes, Tugboat, Doink the Clown, Repo Man, Hillbilly Jim, and Jim Cornette.
Our favorite podcaster, Jim Cornette.
Iron Sheik won this match. I have
Jokes. I mean, I do
zero
like
notes because honestly, battle royals aren't my favorite.
My notes was this old guy who couldn't be in a Royal Rumble got eliminated. This old guy who couldn't be in a Royal Rumble got eliminated. One Man Gang took a good elimination, and everybody else just kind of got
Yeah,
eliminated.
they're like, I'll just like gently make my way down to the floor.
Like, I think,
Iron Sheik won
Yep.
by
and then got
eliminating
his
Hillbilly Jim.
shit
Then,
kicked in by Stops and Slaughter.
then Slaughter did the Cobra Clutch to Sheik.
What a heel.
It's like, all right, Sheik, we're gonna let
Do you have
win.
any actual notes about this, Albert?
No, the only thing I'm gonna say is that like I just watched or not watched it. I listened to because the video wasn't that great, so I just put it on. I just put my phone down and listened to Bobby Heenan's Hall of Fame acceptance speech about a week and a half ago. Dude, this guy, and I was saying this during the match. This guy is one of the biggest reasons why wrestling is so great.
He had some good jokes. Saying Sergeant Slaughter was shooting blanks was pretty fun.
But like his career and the way things have gone for him and like his success, and when I was listening to a speech, I couldn't help but get just a little worked up. I'm not saying I cried or anything, but like definitely just remember going down memory lane, watching primetime wrestling and listening to him doing commentary for WWE and WCW. By the way, when Gorilla Monsoon died and he was in WCW, he did a great tribute for Gorilla Monsoon. He was there in the announce position, and Tony Schiavone pushed it over to Heenan, and basically Heenan put over Gorilla Monsoon as you're the greatest I've ever worked with, and they don't name it the Gates of Heaven anymore. It's called the Gorilla Position, and I got up and walked around my apartment going like it's over. Nothing could be better.
It's a gorilla position everywhere.
And so when he came out, the first thing I said was like, if I was to build a wrestling company, he's my number one draft pick. He's the best ever. Wrestler, commentator, manager, it doesn't matter.
Yep. So I gave that match a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, that's about where I was at too. It was a nothing match. It was a go to the bathroom match if you didn't want to watch the old school guys.
You're talking about best ever. Like even Jim Cornette's like, yeah, Bobby Heenan's the best manager of all time.
Best ever.
Then we had another segment, right?
No, Limp Bizkit. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, no segment. It's just that Limp Bizkit brought Undertaker to the ring.
All right.
So that's what 5 segments for Limp Bizkit.
We had Undertaker versus Triple H. First off, Motorhead sang Triple H's song, but I think Lemmy forgot the fucking words.
It's all about the game and how you play it.
It's all about the game.
And I keep playing it.
I forgot the words. Play the game.
But they started brawling before the bell rang.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
I just realized after watching these matches back to back, outside of overall, they kind of run a similar story structure in the way that they both start the same between this and the main event.
Triple H breaks the makeshift Spanish announcer's table.
Oops.
Whoopsie.
Triple H reverses the old school by just pulling him down.
Good, because that move sucks.
Triple H and the ref push each other a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Then low blow by Taker.
Ball shot number 3.
Triple H grabs the sledgehammer. The ref takes it away. Triple H attempts the pedigree. It's reversed. And then gets slingshotted into the ref. Taker kicks the ref's ass.
And the longest...
And he's out for like 12 minutes.
The longest ref bump of all time.
Triple H got backdropped into the crowd. There was random crowd brawling. They were battling on a scaffolding area. Triple H was getting some chair shots into Taker over on that side. Triple H got chokeslammed off the platform, which...
Onto some mattresses.
But hey, the thing is Triple H was in the air for literally a good at least 15 seconds.
Closer to 30, but either way, he held himself up. Like, Taker can't do that. That's all Triple H.
You're not holding a 250-pound man up with one hand.
Yeah, but Triple H is doing that. He's holding himself up too.
They're both doing it together.
I was saying, like, you can't solely hold this guy up like that. At least Undertaker can't looking like that.
It was like, take a look, and then... Boop.
Then Taker grabs the hammer when they get back into the ring eventually. Triple H with the ball shot to Taker.
Second ball shot in the match.
Big boot by Taker. Triple H attempted the tombstone. That got reversed. Taker hits the tombstone, but there's no ref. There's the last ride. Triple H. Then Triple H actually hits Taker with the sledgehammer while he attempts the last ride in the face.
Yeah, knocked his ass out, basically.
Triple H throws Taker into the corner and does the whole 10 punches deal.
I hate that people do this to people
taunted,
with power bombs.
Got reversed into the last ride, and Taker pins him 1, 2, 3.
And that's my number 2 on seeing people win with moves that they usually don't win with anymore.
That's right.
Yeah, the last ride, lion salt, they became secondary finishers to other moves.
Yeah, the Triple H's entrance is one of my favorites. It's like the
not this version of it.
Well,
he still does the entrance.
Well, I'm talking about he himself whenever it's with his My Time theme or whether it's with Motorhead songs or whatever. But he's one of the few guys that can get entrance over without pyro and make it look good with water, with the spotlight on him, with the water spraying everywhere.
The spit up and the spit at.
Yeah. Yeah, the old school thing, we talked about that during the match. I can't stand that move. It's just I think that was the first time. In fact, the second we brought it up, Triple H pulled him off the ropes. I was like happy about that.
Because I think we brought it up because like you could say, oh, haven't you guys seen this before? Yeah, we haven't watched it in 10+ years. You probably haven't seen it since shortly after it happened.
No. We were talking about Triple H flipping over the turnbuckle, and there's a bunch of different people who've done it the same way, but just different. This is small variations.
Triple H and Shawn do it the best.
Flair does it well too for a guy. I mean, he could do it in his 50s. So, Triple H took this fucking. It looked like a flat back bump to me on the cement right over the barrier. You brought that up earlier. They're fighting through production. Yeah, the crowd's killing it. I mean, the crowd is loving it. Chair shots, choke slam. The Undertaker dropped an elbow on Triple H, which looked pretty good. And the EMTs are called over, and Taker's like, "Get the fuck out of here!" I'm like, these guys look like they're having fun when they're working their way back to the ring. It looked to me like they're just like enjoying this. They're laying it in. It looks great. Yeah, and then right when they get back in the ring, Taker hits the tombstone, and then after 10 minutes and 55 seconds, the referee finally is able to count to 2. Taker Triple H kicks out. The only thing about the sledgehammer spot where Taker got busted is that it didn't sell it long enough, but I guess they were getting towards the end of their match.
Yep.
I wish they would have sold that a little bit longer.
Yeah, the rush was pretty finished, like quick.
Yeah, I wish they would have sold a bit longer.
Finish was quick. Jeez, rush. There we go.
This match, honestly, there's very little heat to it, other than the fact that these guys weren't booked, and Triple H said I beat everybody, and Taker's like, "We ain't beat me," and then they built heat, but yeah, 7.5.
You know what I'm famous for?
I gave it an 8.
I would say this is the worst of the 3 Taker Undertaker trilogy.
for sure.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
they both grew and got better.
Yeah, and those two have legitimate, especially the second one. Yeah, 7.5.
What would you rate it?
I'll give it an 8. I mean, I give the end of this show, like, all the matches are 8.
I mean, who can argue with a Taker Triple H match? I mean, this is probably the worst match they could ever have, and it's still 7.5.
I mean, they didn't beat it to death like any of the other feuds that we say who couldn't do. Like Orton and Cena got beat to death. Triple H and actually Triple H and Michaels I could watch all day.
Yeah. All right, so we had the 6th and final segment for Limp Bizkit. So
that was the cover art one.
Yeah.
So
the
the little
edited
kid.
the fucking cover of the hot dog flavored water.
Yeah. So for clarification, Limp Bizkit had 5 My Way segments and 1 cover art contest segment.
Chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water. And if you won the contest, you got tickets to go to their show.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
1 was for Roland for Undertaker, and then 5 were for My Way, including a cover art contest.
But anyways, there was the
they played My Way during the video.
No DQ match for the WWE title. The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh my God! Yeah. First off, the crowd was into this shit.
Everything in this match.
They started off hot with a nice brawl.
Does Earl Hebner count as a Hall of Famer?
TNA.
Well, could he count as a Hall of Famer? Would you say that he's a referee that would be a Hall of Famer if he didn't get fired?
If they gave referees Hall of Fame nods, WWE hasn't done that.
He should be the first one.
Well,
but
there was the attempted rock bottom and the stunner. Then, of course, Austin with the ring bell to the Rock. I just wrote there's very good work by both Austin and Rock. Rock got slingshotted into the fucking turnbuckle. Austin hit Rock with the monitor. They both did some nice sharpshooters. They were both attempting just to fucking one-up each other.
Oh, the blood spots in those sharpshooters were great.
Austin flicked off the ref because he was grabbing the ropes and the ref was trying to rope break it. And Austin's like, fuck you. And then he does it. There was the $1 Million Dream by Austin. And then it got reversed in the corner by The Rock into a nice pin attempt. There was the stunner by The Rock. Vince comes out.
I want to say, and it's going to come up later when you're done naming off what happened, but I don't think anybody sells their own moves or anybody sells a move more like the person who does the move. Like Austin stole the stunner, great, and it happens later too.
Rock sold his move too.
Yeah, the rock bottom was just... He got more height than I've ever seen anybody get on this move. Made it look fantastic.
Vince comes out. Austin hits his spine buster on the Rock. Rock hits his spine buster on Austin. There was the people's elbow. Then Vince breaks up the cover.
Rock was an asshole. He threw the fucking elbow pad into the rampway instead of the crowd.
Rock bottom to the Rock. Low blow to Rock. Then Vince smacks Rock with a chair. Rock bottom to Austin. Vince distracts the ref. Well, then Rock beats Vince into the corner. Stunner to the Rock. Sick chair shot to the Rock. Then Austin beats Rock with a chair a bunch of times and pins him 1, 2, 3. And then Vince and Austin shake hands, which
shake hands and share beers.
Share beers.
And that's the only time I could think, at least up until this point, and for pretty much the foreseeable future, every time Austin shows up, he stunners the people that he shares beers with.
True that.
And being Vince, that everybody's just probably waiting. Just stun him already. You got what you wanted. Stun him, and then it ends. And
Yeah.
All right, so this match is historical. It can't be overstated. The three most integral parts of the Attitude Era are in this match: Vince, Austin, and Rock.
At least one of them. I think the only person maybe you can make it work without The Rock is Austin and McMahon were so big for what happened with their feud. But if you lose Austin or McMahon, I don't think it works because their feud was the center point of the whole thing.
That's how it got built around. Second, Austin turned face and won the belt. He comes up as the corporate champ and then
turns heel. You mean?
Well, he said, "This is the absolute last time you're going to see me wear a suit and a tie," and then this is like, and that starts off the McMahon best promo package I've ever seen, and probably will ever see again because I don't think anybody can ever be better than that. And arguably the best WrestleMania rivalry ever was Rock and Austin.
And the best of the three matches.
Yeah. I liked this disturbed version of Stone Cold's music. I thought was really cool. Crowd is obviously buzzed. That's what Chris said. Superplex by Austin. Never seen that before. Never seen Rock take one, much less. Rock with a huge clothesline. Rock with an arm drag. I mean, these guys are actually doing some good little wrestling spots here. I was like, it's not just a fight, but but they're laying it in like it is one.
Oh, I have one word to define this match from start to finish.
Yeah, not one rest hold, not one headlock, not one leg lock, nothing. These guys went all out for roughly half an hour. I mean, I guess if the rest spot was at the end, but that's the point of the end because they were trying to pull their story off.
Well, that's where my one word comes in because I was going to say intensity. That's what this match is.
About maybe a third of the way through the match, the people are booing The Rock and cheering Austin because we're there in Texas. I mean, like, what do you expect? Austin,
I think it's the only reason the ending worked the way it did because they would have booed him out of any other building.
Yeah, Austin gets busted open with the turnbuckle. The ring bell comes into play. The Rock. Does The Rock use it first?
What? No, the ring bell was.
The Rock uses the ring bell first. Yeah.
No,
JR is crushing it. JR is crushing it on the mic. Austin nails Rock with a monitor. Those sharpshooter spots, but at least the camera shots of the face is what made that segment.
It was Austin from Bret Hart.
Yeah, and they both did it. The $1 Million Dream. Here comes Vince. The Rock's face when Vince pulled him off of Austin.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Great.
Pissed.
Another stupid ref bump. He didn't need it.
There's already no DQ, so there's no reason to take the ref.
Here come the chair shots. The huge one at first. I thought that was it when I first saw this, probably, but Rock kicked out. False finish number 2 right there. One rock bottom, one stunner. Another more kickouts. Chair shots, kickouts. Austin is going nuts. He says in the ring, you can hear him go, "Shit." Austin. Okay, Austin hit Rock with 18 chair shots, including the ones on the ground. So he didn't really hit him hard, but still, though, I mean, Austin was going for the goddamn, I got to win this title. I need the title. And to close it all out, Vince and Austin shake hands, and then Jim Ross says, Austin has sold his soul to the devil, and this match is a 9.5.
I'm giving it a 10.
I gave it a 9.5 as well.
I'm giving it a 10.
10. Fair enough.
I love The Rock. I love
storytelling.
Austin. I loved everything. Like I said, intensity from, like, you give me 30 minutes where everything's go, 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 go.
Yeah.
And craziness, and the fans are in it the entire time. Nobody loses interest. It's fucking great.
Yeah. Historical pay-per-view. You can't beat it. Well, you can beat it. Depends on your perspective. But, like, I watched it from beginning to end when it first came out. Now this time has gone on. I understand what the importance of this card was. It can't be understated how awesome this card was. The worst match was besides the gimmick battle royal, the worst match I put on there was a 6.
I miss the fucking crowds. Crowds like this. And
Yeah.
not even like even when we had crowds, there wasn't crowds like this. Like Attitude Era crowds, early TNA crowds, like all that.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It just goes to show, like, even when you see Drew McIntyre going for the Claymore and he can't get the 3 count with the crowd, and the crowd was, yeah, I can't wait for fans to come back.
I think I brought it up multiple times, and you agreed with me after the fact that, like, it would be a hell of a different show going to this show and being in that crowd than going to TLC, like when we went to TLC.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we wouldn't have had a guy going, "Go Charlotte!"
Let's go Charlotte.
Jesus.
But yeah, Well, happy birthday, Chris. Thanks for the show.
Yeah.
And then we're going to end this one.
Glad to see you. Happy birthday. And, yeah.
I don't know what's next, but peace. We're good. Hope you enjoy the show.
Whee!